Hello everybody. Today I have the Alarith Spirit of the Mountain or the Stoneheart King. I'll get down to which one I'm going to build. Spoiler, it's probably the Stoneheart King. But before I really get into that, I want to apologize for my 2-week hiatus. Things were just kind of crazy for a week. I meant to get a recording done on one of the new kits. I bought some Wolfen to build and try to magnetize, but I'm going to adjust the camera really quick. There we go. I honestly just didn't really get around to it. And then my wife and I had a vacation planned since, like February, maybe even last year. And we ended up just masking up, like triple masking on the plane and taking some time away. It was nice. But we're back. All right. These guys are bonkers. Personally, I'm not a big fan of elves, but this is a pretty cool kit. Take a quick look at his stats. Lumineth dudes. Let's see here. The Stoneheart King. I do play a little Age of Sigmar. He looks pretty good. That's pretty cool. Yeah, 6 attacks, 3s and 3s. What's that here? Yeah, that's terrifying. Okay, we're gonna build the Stoneheart King. Ooh, okay, wait. Bits-wise, let's take a look. Because whatever I don't build here, I can keep for myself to convert. So let's take a look at these hammers. But I'd rather have 2 big honkin' hammers. Pretty big honkin' hammers, like way too big for Space Marines, is what you would think. But they're also elvish. Or 1 extra big honkin' hammer. Where is that bad boy? I want the 1 extra big honkin' hammer. And dual-wielding Goat Boy is pretty cool. So, let's get dangerous. Set my instruction booklet off to the side. I do want to say it's very good to be back. I missed this. I'm a little hoarse, so I'll be drinking a bit of water. Oh, excuse me. And I am very well aware of all the Space Marine and Necron releases coming this week, and I will be getting some, if not I'm getting everything, and I'm going to build it all and record it all because it's super cool. And I'm going to start with the big, dangly Necron dude with the cannon on top and the Super Destroyer. What would you like me to start with for Space Marines? Let me know in the comments. I'm thinking the ATV, but you never know. So, looks like we start this dude with the legs. And I need 70s. This guy's a little all over the place. Yeah. So, I know I've mentioned it before, but Indominus really spoiled me. It's been a long time since I had to follow instructions because, I've been building Space Wolves for like 15 years. We've got number 7, 23, and 49 all in the same sprue, and it's just a hassle. So I need to find 75 and 77. It'd be nice if they had the A, B, and C on these. 75 and 77. We took... While I look for these, I'll ramble a little about our vacation. We actually went to Disney World, which I was very unsure about. Well, I need... Jeez. I don't just need 75 and 77. I need a lot. This guy's leg is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces for what I originally thought was 3. So my wife's into Disney World and Disneyland like I am into Warhammer. And it's all she's been looking forward to the entire year. And she was freaking out that we wouldn't be able to go because, the world's on fire. Here we go, 36. And I was thinking of canceling, but it was just so hard to do that to her. And she was showing me live streams where the park was really low and how much social distancing and mask enforcement Disney was using, tons of stuff was closed because it'd just be impossible to do social distancing there, and she convinced me. The only thing I was afraid of was flying, because in a plane, air's recycled, but her dad hooked us up with some really pissed off masks, and that made me feel a little bit better. I'm aware me wearing a mask doesn't protect me as much as you wearing a mask, but we risked it. So far, so good. Yesterday was our first. We got back Saturday, relaxed Sunday. I'm going to quarantine for 2 weeks. I can work remotely. Work's already fine with it. And I will be here building Warhammer. Oh, but yeah, we had a good time. My feet are very sore. We walked 60 miles in 6 days. I did get to ride Rise of the Resistance. It was awesome. If you have the chance, give it a shot. I'll stop talking about Disney stuff to focus back on Mr. Mulan, Avalenor, the Stoneheart King. Now, I haven't read any of the lore for these, and people have requested that I start reading lore and talking about it, and I will. If you like lore that I like. But like I mentioned, I didn't plan on building this guy, but seeing the changes to Wolfen, I thought, do I really need 20 Wolfen? Nah, I don't think I need 20 Wolfen. So I'll probably convert them. So back to this. I haven't seen these. Let's see how well that looks. Line indents in forever to line up pieces. It's all been pretty rough, big ball spots, but this one's got really small male and female connector points. And I noticed that there is a little wiggle, just a smidgen. But if you're going to do a big mini like this, it's a centerpiece, especially a named character. You can't afford to have any gaps. One of the big things that I miss about pre-COVID is just kind of hobby days, getting together, building, painting, chatting. It's why I started this. And I miss meeting new people by, hold on. Going to local games workshop painting comps. I actually met one of my really good friends there. He's been helping me build stuff and get through COVID. Okay. That seems like a kind of an unusual just piece. We'll see how it fits together. But Armies on Parade is next month. I was originally not intending on doing anything. And then I started designing a scene. Ooh. So I put the glue on the big piece. Should have put it on the little piece. Let me see if I don't have any paper towels, and I don't have any paper. Wait. Okay, my father-in-law's business card. Oh, I'm gonna get cat hair. Oh, well. Hope I didn't just show off his info. No, we're okay. Now I lost my train of thought. I'm scatterbrained. Happy to be back. Happen to be chatting to no one and everyone at the same time. 75. So I designed a scene based on Inquisition Martyr. I always get that word wrong. Mater? Anywho, it's kind of the gothic ships. I really like the scenery in that game, but the gameplay is pretty dang bland. And I thought, hey, I could 3D print this and put my Space Wolves in there fighting my Death Guard, and it looked really cool. But it's like it's in a month, and I was looking at the rules, and it's supposed to be Games Workshop only, so I don't know. And it's online only. And that's tough because the competition is huge when it's online. Wait, man. Then you have people from all over the country competing against you. So, I don't know. We'll see. Worst case, I'll submit my Porphyrion on my Nurgle board and see what happens, just to say, I entered. I've got my big wall of plaques and certificates that I've got. I take a lot of pride in doing this well enough to win things. A few best in shows. Third place, best hero, best narrative, a Christmas theme. And I'm 2 for 2 best costume at the Warhammer Warhammer New Hobby Expo, which isn't happening this year, so I can't go 3 for 3, and I have totally canned any work on my costumes. Alright, so we are making a beautiful cow leg. Avalenor. What I do know about this army is that Teclis is in it. And what I know about Teclis is he teamed up with Gotrek and Felix. And that is it. He is the big head honcho of elves. 43. 41. 44. Listen to Joe talk about numbers for an hour. And he's a bit of a big deal. I can't remember if he was in Fantasy, but like Gotrek actually having a mini, which, ta-da, got this pre-COVID, haven't built it yet, because I haven't played Age of Sigmar since then. Yeah, it's a really big deal, and it's cool. Personally, I think the mini's pretty ugly. You will probably not see me build him. Not much else to say about that. With all the new releases coming out soon between 40k and Age of Sigmar, I don't think I'll have as much time to build passion projects and record them, because I do take a little more time to record it. Not that obviously I prep much, I just put my phone up here and start recording. But sometimes I'll do background sound, put on a show, and just melt the stress away. Here we go, 44. I do have to say that all these little cracks and details of clouds, it's gorgeous. I think just about every video I say that Games Workshop has surpassed Forge World in quality, and definitely quality control, but they just keep doing it. Passion projects being more my own army. Tinkering around with some Cataphracti Terminators I've had forever. I went and magnetized everything before I realized you only get enough top shoulder pads for 2 per dude, so that stinks. And I don't know, converting weird stuff. This guy was a bit of a passion project where I probably spent 2 hours just doing that. And I feel like doing that on camera would just be kind of boring. So, showing off new or relatively new kits to help people who want to see said new kits and really get a feel for it as best you can through the internet, I think is a pretty cool thing. Because there's unboxing videos and there's how-to, but you can never have enough good just enjoying videos. No loud, crazy special effects or sounds to grab views. I don't know. But you will get me cursing at the Games Workshop glue dispenser. And I know I could do a lighter to it, and I've seen several of the tricks. So far, swapping the needle has been great, and I really appreciate all the help that I've been given and everything I've learned from your guys' comments. goes together pretty well. So let's focus on the kit now. It is still really weird to be building a giant cow, and this is coming from someone who actively enjoys building super soldiers on wolves. But building a giant cow is bananas. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a spot right here for a knee pad. And this piece should just slide right in there. Hey, look at that. That's pretty snug. Alright. I think this will be a good spot to put the glue on. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. And a hoof. Where's that dang hoof? Nope. Wait. That's not a hoof. Those aren't hooves. Oh geez, excuse me, I just burped on my mic. Here we go. So, new releases for Age of Sigmar. I'm sure pretty much the entire Age of Sigmar player base is excited for the new giants coming out. My sources tell me they will be pre-order next Saturday. I'm sorry, this Saturday. You can pre-order, should be able to, according to my very reliable source. This Saturday you can pre-order those big new Guardian kits. The really big dudes. And I will I will definitely be building one of them once I get my grubby little mitts on one of those kits. I am very excited for them. I probably won't play them. Just because, it's hard to get Age of Sigmar games in. But, oh my god, the kits are awesome. I also have a source on the price. This is the hard to swallow part. One of those big chonkin' giants is gonna run nearly $200. $195 each. But if you only need like 3, hey, that's the tossover that everyone says, like, hey, play Imperial Knights. Sure, they're $150, but you only need 3, or 4. But that's not true, because you're gonna have to get others with other loadouts. But then magnetizing, and you saw me magnetize the Lord of Change. Imperial Knights are one thing, they're easy. Big models like this can get really tricky. But, he's same base as Lord of Change, which I'll do a size comparison of after this. But what makes it hard for me to swallow doing one of those really big kits, or big kit armies, isn't the end price. That's simple. It's the price per model that I don't necessarily have $150 or $200 to drop on one mini. But I do have $50 to drop on a kit of minis. And that kit will give me plenty of time building, customizing, detailing each individual one, giving it a name, a backstory, and all sorts of awesome stuff. I love doing all the little tiny details, making every mini unique. And with big kits, it's hard to do that. You might get more bang for your buck in an army for X amount of dollars. I'm doing the left leg here, but background and hobby experience, I'd argue it's not as good. Now, the model is big, so I don't know if, per square centimeter or inch on plastic, how that averages out. But I like to have a squad being led by an awesome dude who's got an awesome story and customizing a lot. And that's one of the reasons I actually sold my Chaos Knight army recently. I now only own my the two-handed melee Chaos Knight and my Porphyrion. And after this, maybe I'll show them off on why I kept them. They are display pieces of mine that I absolutely love. But I don't get the, here's my 5 knights, here's all their awesome stories, it's 5 stories. I want, here's my Thunderwolves, here's the sergeant's story, here's why his squad is decked out like this, here's what they did in my last crusade. That's what I want. So, I do think the Giants are amazing, and I really want to see them all on the table. I love big minis. It's why I own some Titans. As I just finished saying, I might not have X amount of dollars for one mini, and I own a Reaver and a Warhound, and maybe a few others that I'll show off later. But it still looks amazing, and I'm very excited, and I'm going to be getting some, and I'm going to build them, maybe paint them, and then probably just go around and sell them on eBay. Which, if you're ever really interested in supporting me and, I don't know, just supporting me, or you see something I build and you just have to have it because I did something. I do have an eBay store, and because I buy and sell used armies and new kits, just someone's getting out of Warhammer, I'll reach out to them and try to make a couple dollars and hopefully redistribute the Warhammer to people. So what I'll try to do probably after this is done is maybe put a link, if you can find it. My store is called, I want to say Pretty Fly for a Blight Guy. Yeah, I like Nurgle. 74. And then I can't do it now because I'm doing this, and I'm too lazy to pause and do it. But I'll set up a code that I could tell you guys in the video, probably the next one, when I'll have all those new Necrons and Space Marines building. That'll give you an extra discount for watching my video and supporting me and thanking, just as the best thank you I can give you aside from doing more of this and saying thank you. And I don't just want to push my shop, because I don't want to be that kind of channel. Oh no, that's backwards. Okay, back to the fun. I got distracted. This goes like that. Bam! That's a big cow. It's a very big cow. Really big cow. So, yeah, I have no idea why they're cows. No idea. And at this point, all I'm going to do is ask. If you can give me and explain it like I'm 5 on why the High Elves love cows so much, excuse me, I'd really appreciate it, because I'm going to adjust this a bit. I'm going a little high. From a quick view, these look like elves who wish they were dwarves. They've got mountains all over the place. They use hammers instead of blades. That's a dwarf thing. And I don't mean to be fantasy racist, but that's a dwarf thing. I always thought elves were about elegance. I mean, these hammers kind of look elegant, but those spears that the infantry have sure as heck are not elegant. Those are overcompensating spears. Goodness. I've seen a few battle reports with the spearmen where they've got like 6-inch long spears on a 2-inch tall model, and it just looks like such a hassle. Transport alone. Goodness. Oh man, look at it's those little clouds I was talking about earlier. Hey, bird. That's glorious. When I looked at the box for this, wherever the heck I put it, here we go. I saw it? Like they've got it all there, but I thought it was freehand. So I bet you could accomplish some really good basics. Oh no, I think I shut it off. Some good looking stuff with contrast on this model. You give it white, then do really whatever color you want, I guess. and it'd seep into those like a wash, but contrast does it so much better. Whittle that down a little. There we go. Okay, this time we'll go right here on the small side. To jump back to one of my all over the place thoughts earlier, one of the other reasons I am not starting Giants or any new army is because I am challenging myself to lose my COVID weight. The extra stress of 2020, COVID-19, something 18 for rule of 3 is well, I got fat. I'm at a weight that I'm uncomfortable with all the time. Most of my clothes don't fit. I was 160 2 years ago, or 170, and last year was rough. This year's rougher. And I'm 240, and I'm not happy. So I sold off my Maggotkin, my Fire Slayers, and my Chaos Knights, because they were armies I wasn't really using, and I had to pay some bills. Don't we all? And I really, really want to start either a Gene Stealer cult or Astra Militarum army, but convert every mini to be Chaos for Trader Guard. And I have a brand new 3D printer coming in the mail on Thursday, an Elegoo Saturn. And, oh no. Okay, so on this part, definitely put the glue in here. There's a little ridge. That's where you want to put the glue. Because if you pop it on this like I have, the glue doesn't touch there. Or there's no connection points. So let me get this before I get distracted again. Come on. Settle. Good moo cow. I've been learning how to sculpt, and you might have seen it online, or I might have shown it off, I can't remember. This was a kind of little tech demo of a file for a Lucius pattern Warhound shin guard that I went bananas with. And the backside's horrible because I'm still learning the program. You can even see some supports still in there. But imagine a Lehman Russ driving up at you with big gaping maw on it. Oh, it's so cool. And I'm not getting too, I don't know, piratey. I also backed a 3D scanner 2 years ago, late December 2018, I think, maybe November 2019. In any event, I'm in the beta for it. It's the Kirin Fizz 3D scanner. The detail looks good, not like scan a mini and print it good, but scan a mini, create a mesh around it, modify it, make it custom my own, then print it. Heck yeah. So if I could scan, say, the main turret of a Lehman Russ, modify it to give it teeth, and then print it, oh man, sign me up. That sounds so fun. So cool. And I'm looking for another hoof. This is hoof 76. The number doesn't matter. Let's be honest. Numbers don't matter. It looks just like the first hoof. So really hairy. Here we go. In my defense, that doesn't look like a hoof, but that does. So, the first time I lost weight, I've been overweight my whole life. Well, since I hit puberty, let's be honest. I've been overweight since like 13. Just gained a lot of weight. Always hated it. Did something about it like 6 years ago. Told myself, if I can get under 200, which is something I hadn't been since middle school, I would treat myself to a Warhound Titan. Because I didn't think it was possible for me to be under 200 pounds. I had the whole, this is my natural body shape. And I also didn't think it was possible for me to ever own a warhound. So I saved up a bunch, ran every day in Texas heat, and I kind of did it out of hatred for myself, and I don't have that anymore. Been going to the doctor on a prescription. Life's good. Look at these cow legs. They're pretty dang cool. But I want to invite any of you to join me in a Warhammer weight loss challenge. I don't have like a website or anything formal. I think it'd just be cool to help each other out and keep track of everyone's progress. I'll probably start my Instagram back up when I really get back into it. I think I'm the happiest nerdling on Instagram. So if you're on there, shoot me a follow, I'll follow you back, and we can keep track of each other, keep each other accountable, and just give each other positive vibes, because weight loss is hard. I ate 1,700 calories today. I did a workout today. I'm starving. I'm gonna get through this. Gonna get through it. Dancing cow. Okay, so this cow dude, the more I look at it, it is a gorgeous kit. So gorgeous. But it's like someone took a minotaur, squat, burly, tons of muscle, like Space Marine, quivering snake barrelback, I don't know what I'm saying, oiled up grease muscle daddy, of a fantasy creature, and was like, hey, you know what? We could make an elf out of this. So they stretched it out, slapped some really cool armor on it, and for some reason gave it mountains, which are so cool, and I can't express how much I wish this had been a dwarven kit. I know there's Fire Slayers and Caradron Overlords, which I kept my KO because I love Sky Dwarves. But dang it, if we had gotten some, like if Fire Slayers weren't naked, but they were these super armored dudes with mountains on their shoulders, oh, yes, that'd be awesome. That would be so awesome. But, you can't get everything you want. And we get, like 2 Age of Sigmar armies a year? Or, sorry, like 3 Age of Sigmar armies a year. We get a lot. So maybe we'll get another Dwarven one. I didn't think we'd ever get all giants. That's pretty cool. So I'm kind of speeding through this. Looks like we have 2 options for banners. I get a feeling I'm going to have an okay amount of leftover bits. Having that big hammer, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know, maybe I want to convert it into something, but I don't know what. I could have a Dreadnought carry it, like a Leviathan holding a big hammer. That'd be pretty cool. Or I'll just throw it in my bits box and it floats around in there like all the extra Bloodthirster weapons I had until I purge my bits box. Okay, so... It helps if you hold it right. So used to hair going up from Space Wolves. Get used to hair following the rules of gravity. Alright. So we've got a flat surface, and my instinct is always slather the glue on that. But it's not going to touch anything. So I'm going to try to get the glue in this crease, because that seems to be the best point of contact. Pull that off. And I'll pull this stuff in here. Let's see how well that works with low points of contact. Not too shabby. I could have done right up here, and one thing I really like about plastic glue is you can always just kind of hit the corners, because it dissolves the glue and then it dries and creates a nice little bond. Where super glue just kind of hardens. You've got 2 pieces that aren't connected but are held together by almost like a piece of tape. style connection. So now we've got to give this slender slab of beef, I guess, a codpiece? Okay. I'm down for that. I've done some pretty weird stuff playing Warhammer. I've given werewolves codpieces. I've put facial hair to cover the genitals of a dwarf. Let's see. What else have I done? Pretty much anything demons. I have painted the butthole of a great unclean one. You might laugh, but the old metal great unclean one has a butthole. And it's terrifying. Alright, this one, plenty of points. I'm still going to glue on the little piece. I think my wife just came to see what was going on, because I'm taking my sweet time. Yeah, that's good. Then, to pop these legs on and give them knee pads. Knee pads are easy enough. 39 will go on the right. 40 will go on the left. Oh, and as for something silly, some of my online buddies have been encouraging me to create an OnlyFans for Beans, the very large, fluffy cat I have. So I might do that just for kicks and giggles, just to say I run an OnlyFans for a cat. It'd be free to join. And if I do monetize it in any way, all of the proceeds go to local animal shelters, because that is where we got him. And it's another one of those aligners. That sounds, I don't even know. Let's get some glue on that. A lot of surface area. Easy to pop on. And they've done some really nice detail here. I'd probably have missed it until I started painting, but you can see the leather strap that holds the knee pad on. It's all exposed skin with that strap. I've got this big tendon here, the hairs. I really want to learn how to sculpt green stuff like this, because that looks fantastic. They've done a superb, superb job. Take a look at the ropes. Goodness gracious. I missed a piece. Now I know that we've always had like ropes that are coiled like that, but on the old metal ones, plastic ones back in the day didn't. And between you, me, and the internet, the old ones were pretty bad. The metal ones, while you could get better detail, it was pretty bad. So I'm kind of wobbling this. Hold on. Minimize that. Because it's got a lot of give. There's obviously a spot where it fits best, but it's not quite as solid as you'd expect. So if you're gonna glue this guy on, be a bit careful. I should do that beforehand. I'm gonna check the other side. It's a little more stable. So what I'm going to do is get the glue on one leg, and then, sorry, it smells like someone's cooking something. I might pause and go check. Oh, it's popcorn. Yeah, my wife's definitely making popcorn. I probably just came to see if I wanted some. So what I'm going to do, which you can't really tell here, is I'm going to put the hoof flat on the surface, flat on a flat surface. And then I'll slide the other leg over. This is a technique that I learned from screwing up building Forge World dreadnoughts, like Leviathans, Daredeos, Contemptors, because I used to do a lot of commission building. That's all done because, COVID. People don't want other people touching stuff, and they really shouldn't be. So, in doing this, we can ensure that both hooves will be flat. Oh, Decimator Demon Engines. Those things are the worst. And it works great on Big Titans too. So it should be pretty simple with this because, you know, it's 2 solid pieces. And I'm just realizing now that I haven't checked to make sure that the hooves are supposed to be flush against the table. I don't know if it stands on something. Let's take a look at... Oh yeah, there it is. No. Yep. He's gonna be standing on a rock. So everything I just said is kind of moot until I get that rock out. Don't tell me the rock is multiple pieces. Here we go. All right. And yeah, if you're ever building a kit that's got really complex legs, if you mess it up somewhere, you can always just make them stand on something. Yeah, I think we got it right. So this one, I'm gonna do a few dollops around the edge and one on the bottom. Probably too much plastic glue, and then find that nice snug spot. Sit them on the rock. Oh yeah, standing. And I gotta say, I absolutely love the hoof print in the rock. That's great. There's no room for error there. In the past, some Space Marine kits will just have like a flat surface. So you're trying to figure out, you know, which angle to put it on. I've messed that up so many times in the past. Okay, now chest plate. So that's the attention to detail that I really appreciate. I might as well clean this up while I'm here. As little as I like elves, as I mentioned earlier, I like dwarves. Dwarves don't like elves, so I guess I don't like elves. I could, but I don't know, they're snooty. They're always snooty. I don't like snooty. 10 through 13. 10 and 11, okay. Man. I do have to say, though, I can see a lot of areas for, I guess, crossover conversions with the Lumineth and 40k Eldar. Imagine a Wraith Knight, but instead of the big old sword they have, one of these big cow hammers. That would be cool. You know, if you like big old cow hammers, which I like big old cow hammers. Big cow hammers are cool. Big elf mountain cows? I don't know yet. We will see. There was a time when I hated Zeech. And there was a time, well, I still do kind of dislike Slaanesh. Okay, so this is the chest plate. And it wants me to just stick these together. And we have the 2 little alignment divots. And that's it. Nothing else. No peg and hole system. So I'm going to be very careful on this piece. Because with this being front and center of the mini, it's the last thing I want to ruin. Whew. I'm going to focus on the flat surface up top where the head rests. Oh man, this is a little nerve-wracking. I think we got it though. Just minor movement adjustments. I'm going to set that off to the side so I don't smash it. And the back, 12 and 13, here we go. Honestly, if Wraith Knights were like Imperial Knights, where they had their own army, or that was still a thing you could easily do. Which, never mind, I guess you can. I'd love to see an army of, if the size is right, these guys bashed up next to Wraith Knights. And I'd also love to see an army of the new super turbo huge giants coming out in 2 weeks and Chaos Knights. So I've been dancing or avoiding the subject long enough. See, look at that. 1, 2, 3 slots. Couldn't give me 3 slots. And a little peg right there. Man. The new 40k erratas for weapons and Space Marine chapters came out today on Warhammer Community. I believe every army got some sort of change except Tyranids, demons, and orcs? I can't remember if orcs did, but I know Tyranids and demons saw no changes at all. So if you're a Tyranid player, sorry, you don't have any weapons that got changed. If you're a demon player, you don't have ranged weapons. Get out of here. If you're orcs, I know you're looking forward to 12-inch scorches. It's not happening yet, man. If you have anything in your codex that shares a name with anything in Space Marine, it's probably the only change you got. I was really excited to see Death Guard get an update, because I thought, hey, some cool info about the new book. It's just like, hey, your autocannon's different now. And your power fists are different now. And for the majority of it, it's stuff that your Chaos Lords and Chaos Sorcerers, which you probably don't bring often, are different now. Okay. So I'm looking at the instructions, and it's place these here. What's even? Okay. Place the front and back and glue together. It doesn't really say which one to do first. When you've got them together, there's a bit of wiggle room. In fact, quite a bit of wiggle room. So what I'm thinking is we want to glue these together and I guess push down. I don't like that kind of wiggle room. But now that I'm thinking about it, it gives you the smallest bit of customization. Also, I'm seeing a little gap right there. Someone didn't get glued properly. If you're a Space Marine player, then you have a lot to look at. Being a Space Wolf player, it was a whole lot. If there's any fellow Wolf players watching who haven't seen it, basically every special character got a huge overhaul. Yeah, it looks like I didn't let these dry quite enough. There's not much wiggle room there. A lot of special abilities were taken away. Like, Arjak no longer does -1 damage taken. They gave that to... not Crom Dragon Graze. Maybe it is Crom Dragon Gaze. They gave it to the guy on the Thunderwolf with an axe. But they made Arjak Rockfist, his hammer, much better. And he still has a 3-up invulnerable save. And does 4 damage against characters and monsters. So that's pretty nice. Overall, I'm really happy. But yeah, Wolfen are kind of terrible now. Look at that. Outside of vehicles, I was going to say outside of vehicles, I don't really put together pieces that hollow, but then I caught myself thinking about the 3 great unclean ones I have, and they're one of the biggest hollow surfaces outside Land Raiders and Drop Pods, I guess. But it's looking pretty good. It's getting that big swing in. Yeah, walking across. That is the first page of 3. Yeah. 3 pages. Oh, yes. I had actually never seen the back of this mini, and I just saw the next step is to glue the tail on. Oh, look at this dude. He's got a freaking cow tail. Yeah, I don't know why that excites me so much. It's like, oh, you're so cool and elvish and pretty, but oh, you got a tail. Just swat some flies with this tail. Does his tail get to attack? No, I don't speak that language. No. Cloven hooves. And his hammers. And a blast. Dang. His tail doesn't get to hit. Get out of here. Give me a tail swipe attack. It's just so silly. Oop. Okay, so it's kind of a sideways sweep. I do catch some friendly jibing from players for playing Space Wolves. I'm sure you've heard all the jokes. So the only thing I really assemble with a tail is, these barbarians. And now I'm building like a cow god, which I don't know why I didn't expect it to have a tail. Just never crossed my mind. But it has a tail. I think like elves would think, ooh, that thing's nasty. Crop it like a corgi, and then hide the stump. Which I am against cropping corgi tails. If you didn't know, corgis aren't born with a tiny little stub tail. They chop off the tails when they're babies. It's pretty nasty. Butt armor. He's got a toilet seat covering his butt. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh, I wish I could get my hands on the old Chaos toilet. Way back in the day, there was a Chaos toilet. Alright, let's get some more armor on this dude. 30. Yeah, here we go. Some cool little Crescent side armor. I don't know if I've mentioned or you've seen like the Great Clean One, and the people who will like clean up Guilliman so there's no detail on it, or clean a Great Unclean One so there's no plague on it, and it's just like a big fat baby. I wonder if anyone's going to clean all the patterns off this to have like a smooth chrome. And I just saw a cool detail. Bam! Braided armor. That's cool. I love when they put little details on that you might never see. I mean, look at this. You could position the armor to where you can kind of see it. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna do kind of like that. But they took the time to say there's detail under there and give us insight to how the armor is made. That's the extra little step that makes Warhammer a really amazing universe. It's not just, hey, it's magic metal. I mean, sometimes, hey, it's magic metal. But this is, I don't know what kind of material, but it has a woven underlay to it. So maybe it starts with wood, thread, cow hair, paper mache, who knows? And then the cow elves add to it. And that's pretty cool. Point of respect to the cow elves. Also point for that, big old pivot knob. Sorry, I'm still exhausted. Long day at work. All right, it's time to build a mountain. This is the point I've been looking forward to. And one of the reasons I chose this kit is because the mountains on the shoulders is so cool. So cool. All right. But my dreaded foe, the sprue in the inside of curve. Oh, just a pain. So I always end up with the slightest little bit of extra plastic, or I can't get a smooth cut. If I cared, I would sand it, but you will never see the inside of that when we're done, so I don't care. And already up to an hour. My wife was not wrong when she said this one would take a bit. The day before we left for vacation, I was planning on doing the infantry kit, and building 2 or 3 of them. And then while I was away, my Space Wolves Terminators arrived, and I happened to have a upgrade kit from Forge World for them I've been sitting on for some time. So I was going to do that when I got back, and then I kind of thought, I don't want to magnetize, and I just want to take my time with them. I don't even know if I want to build them yet. So, I'm going to crack open a cow elf. Okay. All right. So the bikes go up. And, it's, there we go. Like this. Maybe. Or... Do as I say, not as I do. Don't go bonkers with... Oh, jeez. I'm looking at how this... Whoa. When you get it right, that's pretty cool. I thought I'd just be putting on some trim. Oh, now that I look at the model, I noticed that. I had never noticed that gap there. Oh man, okay, so glue. All the points, probably this edge, that little crevice, and right there. And get this off. Ooh. Just a smidgen. And then point it that way, so there's nothing. Oh no. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's a small design choice, but it's a big impact. And it was subtle enough to where I didn't notice it when I looked at this kit the probably 50 or so times I've looked at the box on my shelf, or the Warhammer community articles, or when I was trying to decide if I wanted to order it. But now that I see it, it's awesome. Here we go. So when I started this channel, my intent was to get a enthusiastic build video up for all new releases. That's obviously slowed down for me. I started with Indominus. That was pretty cool. Didn't really have time to keep going, and then, things got bumpy. I wish I had done these when they came out, but I just didn't have them. So I'm going to try to do it and continue and get back on with the new releases coming out this Saturday. All right, 4 and 5. Kind of get like a Nepal feel, like Everest a little bit. I don't know if I'm just completely off base with that. But the overall design of this dude, I don't know, it's familiar. I'm probably saying Nepal and Everest because I rode the Mount Everest ride a lot last week. So this is a spot, very slight flat area right here, that this piece fit into. Wow. That is flimsy. It's a weak connection. Small reason I don't like elves too is the minis are flimsy. Okay, so I'll just apply glue to this whole flat, just a little, and then see if I can pop that on there. Not too shabby. I'll do the other side. Excuse me. Bit dehydrated from last week, so I've got a big 100 milliliter, or I guess a liter of water. Oh, give me a liter of water. Now, finish off the chest plate. What number is that? It is probably just staring at me in the face. 6. 6 and 8. 7 and 8 look like they're the exact same thing. Oh, there's slight differences in the design. 7 is likely for the non-character or named version. Yeah, staring me right in the face. You know, I also always thought that the clouds all over this dude were cracks. So even though it's not a mini I'll ever use or will buy for myself, I really appreciate it. This is probably as far from my personal preferences in army style and painting that I can get. And in a way, it's kind of liberating to do this and see the beauty in something that my original reaction was kind of like a first grade ew gross type thing. That when I get rid of my knee-jerk reaction, there's something wonderful about it. It's still art. It's still enjoyable to build. It's not just another of what I want. It's like trying a new restaurant, even though they're called like, I don't know, oxidized vegan nitro Whole Foods. I'm just trying to think of a lot of buzzwords that people don't like. Well, people I know would be like, oh, that's gross. I guess it is kind of like vegan, because I've had a few vegan meals with my diet recently. Like, sweet potato tacos. Oh, they were great. I don't know if I'll actively seek out meals because they're vegan, just like I won't actively seek out minis because they're elves. But if a good mini comes across that's an elf, or a good meal comes across that's vegan, I'm not going to say no just because it's something I used to not like for no reason. Thank you, Games Workshop. You taught me something about myself today. And bam. That is really cool. That looks like a cool alien spaceship coming at you. And they've got part of their planet or their minds on the back. They all live in those caves. Shards, whatever. Or it's like the energy. Don't look at the bottom. That's not done yet. I could dig it. Now, fart sounds with my hands. We get to build mountains. Mountains. We get this big chunk and chunk 24. Chunk 24. You will not have the chunk with the little bonsai tree. But I could totally put little baby tree on. There we go. Demon Prince conversion. Yay. Which has, been sitting on my desk unbuilt for too long? Too long, definitely too long. Almost as long as my Nurgling Commissar, which, off topic, come on, Trader Guard, perfect. Trader Guard where it's just the whole army is Nurglings in trench coats and Nurglings in tanks. Get like Grot tanks as heavy weapons teams, and instead of Grots, you guessed it, Nurglings. 23. So I rode Space Mountain, I rode Splash Mountain. If you don't know, Splash Mountain is being redone to Princess and Frog instead of Song of the South, which is... There's a reason you don't know what it is if you don't. It's a very racy Disney movie. And Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain, Everest, Splash Mountain, and now Cow Mountain. A little interesting. After so many kind of clam pieces, I didn't expect a pop on like that. Or, I kind of expected just a flat piece. Games Workshop keeping it different. I guess that's allows them to keep the middle of the peak hollow and save just a little bit on plastic. What am I doing? I'll do it on this side. It's easier for me to get the glue on the points. Get off. There we go. And this big old chunk, so cool. It's like a big mountain throne. Did I miss? I did. There's a little piece of plastic right here. Scratch that off. That's better. And again, I will go on all the edges of this really cool mountain. The Elven Aggro Crag. And pop it in there. It'll be gentle yet firm. Then I'll dry fit this piece as well. Looks like I might have, missed a small piece. This one's really hard to hold, so I'm gonna put the glue on the flat connection points that I can clearly see. Slap that rock on there. That's cool. Now it's definitely a spaceship. Even if there's just like one little guy right here. I mean, what kind of crazy alien thing would... Oh no, it was Nurglings the whole time. Freaking love Nurglings. Okay. Oh, one more piece. This collar. Looks like we've got... Oh, where does this go? Looks like it's supposed to align right here. So I had dry fit as much as possible. Okay, here we go. That piece into this little spot. Have something to go off of. So much easier. I would not have guessed that these pieces just rest on top. So, since they rest on top, I'll put the glue on top. Around that little nub, alignment nub. I believe that is called a gorget. But I might also be very, very, very wrong. These. And some arms. Hey, Moss. My cat Moss is at my door. 81 and 82. I'm not going to let him in, though. I'm sorry if you wanted to see my kitties. 82, way over here. It's good to be building again. Just kind of chatting. Okay. So all of this goes right here. And it looks like it's fairly simple for connection points. I'm going to put the arms on first. Just because putting them on in the shadow of that looks like it'd be a hassle. Oh, geez, excuse me. I'm also going to make sure that I'm putting the arms on the right side because I clipped them both off before paying attention. Because I am actually pretty excited to be working on this. Pretty excited to be making another video. I don't know what it is. I just enjoy it. I've said it 100 times. Well, maybe not 100. 5? I enjoy your guys' feedback. Thank you for the subscriptions, the likes, especially the comments. I like to hang out with all of you as well. All right. Arms are on, glue's drying. The difference in these, just how cool this piece is compared to Gangly Cow Elf Dude. He's cool, don't get me wrong. But this is really cool. And it just kind of all comes together. All right, so we have a little connection point here, here, but the big one is this guy. I think maybe there. I'm gonna do these things as well. I don't think it's possible to accidentally put too much plastic glue on an area that you aren't ever gonna see. But there is rather be safe than sorry when it comes to glue. Okay, so I totally missed the back part. That's wrong. I'm gonna give it a little bit up on the top so it slides in. But the rest of it looks pretty good. Nice. And now the end is in sight. Oh, 4 pages. 5 maybe? Maybe I skipped one. Which makes me a little sad. But I'm also, it's only 8:30 my time. This is probably going to go up the day after I record it. So I don't kill the bandwidth in my house overnight. Something about uploading to YouTube. But uploading at work, Galaxy Brain. Company's got a real nice fiber connection. And I do a lot of uploads and downloads on the company dime. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I download on the company time. I know that's not the actual lyrics. All right, and now we get, because this is obviously big and pretty nasty looking, but we do that, and now it's much less nasty looking. Wow, that's a huge difference. And I bet we're gonna put banners and stuff in there because, I mean, come on, it's an elf. They love banners and stuff. And it's the elves who have like, jeez, how long would those spears be? Just put some glue. 10-foot long spears. Just waving them around. Ooh. And now wrists. 28 and 27, 26 and 25. All right. Hey, found it quickly. There's actually quite a good chunk of leftover mountains with the trees, so I don't know if I'll use it on that Demon Prince. I've had a idea for a while that I've never followed through with. I think I've mentioned it though, where I've got these old epic Space Marines. They're very, very tiny. And I've got this here, Nurgling with wings. And I used to have little tanks, and I thought it'd be really fun to have this Nurgling on a really shrunken scene, so it looks like he's big. And now I have a mountain with trees that would make a great backdrop. So I think it might be time that I make that conversion a reality. Probably a, I don't know, character, but for my Nurgling Demon Prince, I actually had an old Glotkin that was gutted for a knight. And I took this off and I figured that I could pop Nurglings all over it and just have a Demon Prince be like this, the holy swarm of, Nurglings. Get all the custom ones. I have to get a new sassy one, and I don't know where I can do that because I used my sassy Nurgling. Alright, this is that arm. And I know I need the edges to have glue. Pop that on there. All right. All right. I went from this is a city cow elf to this is a really cool, giant, awesome cow elf. Now that is just great. If the whole world could have their perceptions changed as quickly as I did about this elf cow thing, I didn't think I was going to look up the lore for it, and I know I said give me an Eli 5, but now I'm going to look up the lore. Building this kit has made me appreciate it enough to where I'm curious why there's a big cow elf. Oh no! I didn't put enough glue in there. It's a little line. I could fill that. And why it has mountains on its back. Shoulders. So I will probably read up on that at work while uploading this video. Alright, on this one, I can see a little indent there. And I can tell a little bit more. I generally like to avoid putting the glue on the big model. Oh, there we go. I love how quickly plastic glue grabs hold. Ooh, yeah. Screw waiting. The next step has the foot going down. I want to have this guy stand on my desk. say screw waiting because it's actually after you do, I guess it's kind of the same, the hammers, which 86, 87. I still don't think I'd paint this. My backlog is just too big. I wanted to try to get a 2,000 point Space Wolves army all done. I'm playing a Crusade, and I really want my whole Crusade force painted, and then I'm also doing a Death Guard Crusade. And likewise, I'd like my whole Crusade painted. I don't really have time for... Sorry. So check this out for side projects. Side tabs. Bottom tabs. I messed up and I clipped the wrong hammer. And it prevented me from being able to glue it. I thought these were exactly the same. On close inspection, they're not. But they are extraordinarily similar. Games Workshop pulling out all the stops here. Maybe I'm just too used to Space Marines where a bolter is a bolter. It's a good thing I dry fit that, he says as he doesn't dry fit it. But there's only two options. There's no way I could get it wrong on the second try. Which, if you've ever plugged a USB into anything, you know is not true. There is 100% chance that you'll get the USB plugged in wrong the second try. That's just science. I should know. I'm a computer scientist. Which, doesn't equate to anything except for I know how to Google and I feel comfortable messing up a computer. I looked into making new face from a new Fitbit watch. And it doesn't have a GUI interface for building it, and I just said, I really need to just focus on one project at a time. And right now that project is relearning 3D sculpting. But I did find a pretty sure Borderlands one. I also have a Mass Effect one. Didn't see any Warhammer ones. I was going to make either a Warhammer 40k one or a Venture Brothers face. Oh, that's cool. Made it so it slides in. Boom. Nice and snug. I love when pieces are snug. So I'm just going to slather some glue in there and slide it in nice and snug. Oh, too much glue. If you put too much plastic glue on, it won't get that quick hold. You want just enough so it's a very thin film on the entire surface. If it's too much, it'll puddle, and then you have to wait for it to dry. So yeah, let's get ambidextrous here and make some mistakes, because that's what this is all about, right? Oh no, too many mistakes. Kids, don't try that at home. It was a terrible idea. Because plastic glue does actually take a good while to dry. So what was happening is I was pulling it out of the back there. But when it dries, it's legit. It is solid. And I didn't fully get all the crud out of here. There we go. There we go. Nice. Very nice. This guy's gonna go tenderize some meat. He's gonna go tenderize his cousin, a normal cow. That's pretty boss. Dual-wielding hammers is really cool. All right. I'm kind of curious if there's an elf under this or if it's just actually a cow. Because I know... What the heck? 70 and 80. I know the elves all wear these cow heads. But... Which... There's two big hats. The big hats is one of the reasons I never got into Chaos Dwarves. I don't like big pointy hats. And these guys, just like their 40k cousins, have really big pointy hats. This guy doesn't. He just has big old Texas Longhorns. Alright. This is one of the last steps. And I gotta admit, it's like 8:30, but I am exhausted. Okay, it's 8:45. I am exhausted though. Okay, 50. Dang. The detail on this cow head. All the cool tassels. Again, like I look at the box and I know there's tassels, but my eye doesn't catch the tiny tassels, the ear piercings, the kind of vein-like details and the weird gems. Because I just kind of gave this a cursory dismissal as, oh, it's another elf thing. Eh. You know what I should probably grab is some of those Bone Reapers, because I really like the kits, but I've never taken a close look at them. And from what I understand, they're basically scrapbook undead, where Nagash had his rainy day craft bin and cracked it open. And just kind of rolled everything around in some hot glue and called it gravy. That is 51, which is the left horn. And I love me some Dead Chaos stuff. Joe, you nitwit. I believe I might have trimmed that piece down too much. You can see there's an indent. Well, I still feel it. It's not that bad. It's a tricky one. Because it's such a minor feeling. Subtle. It's a subtle connection point. Oh. After so many pieces with texture, this one is smooth and it's throwing me off really badly. Just gently set that down and clip off the other set of horns. You know what I haven't seen much of on this kit? Mold lines. There's a light one right here, but I just realized that they did a great job minimizing mold lines on this kit. There we go. Because I think those are the first ones that I've cleaned off. And I, of course, now I'm going to only see mold lines. Ah, my arm slipped. sure that it's turned in just right. Because again, it's a very subtle feeling. I'm just going to go by visuals. Eyeball it to make sure the horns are pointed about the same direction. There we go. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Oh, and here I am just ruining this piece. Yeah, I gotta put a little more glue. It's almost like the plastic absorbs it. Oh, it's too much. Ugh. Dab that off on the sprue. There. That looks good. Of course. It works pretty well. And then, boom. Make you look nice and pretty for the ball. Oh. I'm never not going to do cow jokes, though. Alright, let's give this mountain a hit. I'm going to set that to the side and let it dry some more. I don't trust those horns. But, huge banner. Huge. If, even with it, I could see Eldar players appreciating these banners on like Wraith Knights, but I don't really know any Eldar players who do conversions. So I'd want some of these big old banners because they're pretty cool. And this big old banner, I don't even need to look at instructions. It's nice and easy right there. Oh, the plastic glue. There. Bam. That's pretty cool. But wait. There's more. Okay, first off, this is a whole sprue of unused pieces. That's a lot. Body, crazy hooves, mountain, hammer. I don't know what that is for. Oh, the other part of the hammer. No? Shit, what? I have no idea what that's for. That's never good. Maybe there's a third way to build it? Oh, oh well. Unused banners. It's pretty cool. I gotta say, I don't envy people who are painting these assembled like I am going to assemble this and then sell it to someone who I would not envy, because this is a lot of fiddly bits. This is 15, which is this side. I'd probably do a lot of sub-assembly on this kit. Alright, and I think I said I was going to take a glance at my 2 Chaos Knights that I kept. If any of you are interested, and I'll do that sized comparison with Lord of Change. Look at that. I'm remembering what I said at the beginning of the video. It's a new era. So, thinking back on this kit, I feel like there are some spots where the connection points could have been a little better. Some areas like this head, for example, where it just kind of sets in there. So I'm just gonna do that and do it on the sides too. I hope one of those points. Oop. Gets good contact for a nice solid finished piece. This is one of those minis where I look at the gray unpainted version and I appreciate it a lot more than painted. Looking at this through the camera, that's cool. I'm not gonna sit him down. Oh no. Yeah. Have him stand. I'm gonna grab that Lord of Change. Man, he fits on a 100mm base. Which I try not to glue minis to bases until I need to put them on the table. Or, oh wow, yeah. So even if that piece does stick, that's really just begging to fall off. A lot more plastic glue in here. Either I put them on the table or I've based them and they're ready to be for their completed painting. So this guy is still pretty big. Stacks up to a Lord of Change pretty well. If it wasn't for the wings, he would definitely be taller. Footprint wise, Lord of Change got him beat again because of wings. But definitely a really cool mini. And a great addition to a collection, especially if you like big kits. So I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to take the phone over to my display case, show off those knights. Of my Chaos Knights army, my Pride and Joy Porphyrion with the Nurgling Pilot, and Rampager, that's what it is. Alright. I hope you all enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun making it. Here are our cow and chicken friends from the Cow and Chicken Show. That's bad, that's weak. If you don't hear from me before Saturday, you'll hear from me on Saturday when I upload some of those new Necrons and Space Marines. Be safe out there.